a Kangaroo Fern production.
A Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate.
GMG, your guide to Australian dream. Learn how to make your Australian dreams come true with GMG Visa Solutions, your guide to Australian dream. This fortnightly podcast provides general advice about migration law and practice, whether it be for studying, working, visiting, migrating to Australia, petitioning for your visa refusal or cancellation, or obtaining Australian citizenship. GMG Visa Solutions got you covered. GMG, your guide to Australian dream.
Welcome to another episode of GMG Visa Solutions, your guide to Australian dream. This is your host, Jeroslyn Glico-Kowarskis, and this is brought to you by Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate and Auspod Syndicate, independent podcast networks for people worldwide. To learn more, please visit www.guerrillapodcast.com.ph and www.australiapodcastsyndicate.com. For today's episode, we will introduce to you Subclass 462. This subclass is also known as a work and holiday visa. This visa is for young adults who wanted to extend their holiday in Australia and work here to fund their stay. For those who like, follow, and share our Facebook page, GMG Visa Solutions, and also our podcast, thank you very much and may you continue to support us. Also, thank you for those who have sent their inquiries. Rest assured that we will reply to you and provide you with general advice. If you want a comprehensive and specific advice tailored to your circumstances, please do not hesitate to contact us. Australian migration laws are constantly changing. The general advice we provide on the podcast is current on the time that we made the recording. Because of how often migration law changes, the general information provided today may not be applicable tomorrow. That is why GMG Visa Solutions is here for you. Also, just a reminder, whatever we talked about on this podcast are general information only. It is not in any way specific due to everyone having different circumstances. So let's begin. As I mentioned earlier, Subclass 462, or most commonly known as Work and Holiday Visa, lets people aged 18 to 30 years old have an extended holiday in Australia and work here to also fund their trip. The basic eligibility is that you must have a passport from an eligible country. This visa is temporary and its validity is up to 12 months. The visa application charge is 485 Australian dollars. The processing time for this visa is 38 to 75 days for 75 to 90% of the applications. With this visa, you can do the following. First, do a short-term work in Australia. Number 2, study for up to 4 months or 17 weeks. Number 3, you can travel to and from Australia as many times as you want within the 12 months validity of your visa. And number 4, you can do 3 months of specified Subclass 462 work to be eligible for a second work and holiday visa. You may ask what are considered specified work for Subclass 462. So the following industries and areas that I will mention are approved for the specified work for Subclass 462. The first is plant and animal cultivation in Northern Australia and other specified areas of regional Australia. Number 2.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss an episode by clicking on the subscribe button now. This podcast is possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
Fishing and pearling in Northern Australia only. The third one is tree farming and felling in Northern Australia only. Number 4 is tourism and hospitality in Northern Australia only. Fifth is construction in Northern Australia and other specified areas of regional Australia. Number 6, bushfire recovery work in declared bushfire-affected areas only after 31st of July 2019. And lastly, which is the latest addition, is the critical COVID work in healthcare and medical sectors anywhere in Australia after 31st of January 2020. Specified work is any type of work which must be the primary role, function, or activity performed during your employment. Supporting work in any industry described in the list does not meet the definition of specified work. It is important to complete at least 3 months of specified work to be eligible for a second work and holiday visa, and at least 6 months of specified work for third work and holiday visa. Visa application for your first work and holiday visa must be offshore, meaning you as the applicant must be outside Australia. You cannot bring any family member with you on this visa. You must not have previously entered Australia on this same subclass or subclass 417, also known as working holiday visa. And if you did enter on subclass 462 or 417 previously, you will need to look at applying for either a second or a third work and holiday visa or any other visa options suitable to your circumstances.
So you want to start a podcast, or perhaps you've already started one, but you're still unclear on how you can actually make this podcasting work. No worries. That's why we're here for you. We are Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate, powered by Kangaroo Fern Media Lab. Join our network. Contact us at info@kangaroofern.com because we're stronger together.
Health insurance is also recommended but not mandatory. Having health insurance will assist in paying unforeseen medical treatment you may need while you are in Australia. If granted this visa, the Department of Home Affairs will digitally link your visa to your passport. You do not need a label or a sticker in your passport to enter Australia. Please note that you cannot extend your first work and holiday visa. If you wish to stay longer, you will need to look at other options like a second work and holiday visa or a visitor visa or any other visa applicable to your situation. Furthermore, there is an annual visa limit per financial year for this subclass. The program year starts from the 1st of July to the 30th of June. Once the annual limit is reached, then you will need to wait for the next program year to commence. Let's now go to the eligibility requirements. So first, you can only apply for a work and holiday visa if you're a citizen of the following countries that I will mention and if you hold a valid passport for the following countries: Argentina, Austria, Chile, People's Republic of China, Czech Republic, Ecuador, Greece, Hungary, Indonesia, Israel, Luxembourg, Malaysia, Peru, Poland, Portugal, San Marino, Singapore, Slovak Republic, Slovenia, Spain, Thailand, Turkey, Uruguay, United States of America, and Vietnam. The second requirement is that if you are applying for this visa, you must be between 18 to 30 years old. If you apply for the visa when you are at 30 years old and turned 31 before a decision is made, you can still be granted this visa. The next requirement is that you must not previously entered Australia on subclass 462 work and holiday visa or subclass 417 working holiday visa. You must also meet the education requirement set by the Department of Home Affairs for this visa. To learn more about the required education requirement per eligible country, you can contact us and we will be happy to assist you. So another requirement for this visa is that you must have at least functional English. It is considered that you have functional English if you meet one of the following criteria.
We are Independent Podcast Network. We are Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. Would you like to hear your brand while supporting quality podcasts? Contact us now at advertise@guerrillapodcastsyndicate.com.
First, you are a citizen of and hold a valid passport issued by the United Kingdom, the United States of America, Canada, New Zealand, or the Republic of Ireland. Number 2, you are a citizen of and hold a valid passport issued by Israel and have successfully completed an English baccalaureate exam in the level of 3 study units. Number 3, you have completed a relevant approved English language test or assessment. And number 4, you have undertaken relevant education. The next requirement is a letter of support from your government. If you're a citizen of Argentina, Austria, Chile, Israel, Republic of China, Portugal, Spain, Singapore, and United States of America, you do not need to provide a letter of support. But for the rest of the eligible countries for this visa, then a letter of support is a must. You must also have enough money to support yourself while you are in Australia. The amount required is usually 5,000 Australian dollars for your initial stay. Other eligibility requirements are as follows. First, you must meet the character requirement. Second, you must meet the health requirement. Third, you must sign the Australian Value Statement that confirms that you will respect the Australian way of life and obey Australian laws. Number 4, you must not owe any money to the Australian government. If in any case you do, then you must pay it off prior to the visa application. And the last one, if you are unsure, you must not have had any visa cancellation or previous visa application refusal. Let's now go to the visa conditions for work and holiday visa. So visa conditions are like limitations, restrictions, or rules applicable to a person who is a lawful non-citizen of Australia. If these conditions are attached to the visa grant notice, the person must abide with it, otherwise the visa may be cancelled. You must obey with Australian laws. So what are some potential conditions that may be attached to Subclass 462 visa? Condition 8303 requires you to not be disruptive. Condition 8501 requires you to maintain an adequate health insurance. Condition 8503 is a no further stay condition, meaning you must leave Australia before your visa expires. Condition 8516 states that you must continue to satisfy the criteria for the grant of the visa. Condition 8540 is a no further application condition, which means you cannot apply for another visa while you are in Australia. Condition 8547 requires you not to work in the same employer for more than 6 months. And lastly, Condition 8548 allows you to only study for a maximum of 4 months while you are in Australia. Again, these conditions are just potential conditions that may apply to you if you are granted Subclass 462. So that's it. These are the basic information that you need to know for Subclass 462 Work and Holiday Visa. If you have any questions or if there's any visa you want us to discuss on our podcast, please do not hesitate to contact us. We cannot stress enough that whatever we talked about on this podcast are only general information, not in any way specific. The reason being is because everyone has different circumstances. It is best that you contact us so we can guide and provide you with visa options suitable to your preference and also your needs. We listen to you and deliver professional and migration assistance catered for you. You can hear this podcast on different podcast and media platforms, so please do not forget to like, follow, and share our Facebook page GMG Visa Solutions and also our podcast. You can contact us directly through our Facebook page, email us at inquire@gmgvisasolutions.com.au, or visit our website www.gmgvisasolutions.com.au for more information. We pride ourselves with well-trained consultants who are equipped and qualified to provide migration services wherever you are in the world. With our comprehensive knowledge and expertise on various migration issues, we can simplify it for you. No more complicated processes, just a straightforward approach that saves you time, money, and effort. So until next time, keep dreaming and keep praying. Dreams do come true. Thank you for listening to GMG Visa Solutions, your guide to Australian Dream. See you and God bless.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to visit our website at www.guerrillapodcastsyndicate.com, where you can subscribe to the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, rate and review this podcast and share it with your friends. You can also join the conversation with Guerrillas RV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please consider on making a donation to help us keep making the podcast you love. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. A Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate production.